you today?
Really good.
That's good. I'm here today to discuss about a potential idea I had to work with our team managers on developing better skills to handle diversity in the workplace. The current issue we have here with human resources is the massive amount of difference in the generations. We have people coming in their 20s, and we also have people that have been here for 35 years. We have all sorts of different generations in between as well. And so because of the 2008 stock market crash, that has caused the older generations to have to possibly stay on a lot longer than they would have wanted to if they would have had that money for their retirement. And because we here at Unlimited have a team manager in control of a team, we have some team managers being 20 years old in charge of some 60-year-old people that have been here for 35 years, and that can cause problems. So my plan is to orientate, when we're orientating some team managers, we're going to have a training system. This training system will recognize the differences in each generation. We'll have people in Generation X learn about Generation Y and the Millennial generation so that they can understand the differences, and we'll have people in the Millennial generation do the same for Generation X and Y. Every generation will learn about each other so that the team members can learn to work with the different generations and how to handle different problems that might come up with different generations. It's important to have positive working relationships, so if a team member doesn't agree with another team member, it's the team manager's job to step in and handle and resolve those problems. So with this new training, we'll also, aside from doing the Generation X and Y and Millennial training to discover things about them, we'll also do some personality trait testing so that the team managers will be able to understand better the differences between different personality traits and how you can work with different personality traits. Because there's many differences, like there might be outgoing people and there might be people that don't really like to talk to people. Or there's team members, people that can work with teams better and enjoy working with teams better, or they prefer to work alone. And if a team manager understands those differences and knows how to work with them, they'll be able to better understand how to deal with problems that might arise from the differences. Diversity is a big issue in most companies, and we here at Unlimited would really like to, instead of seeing diversity as a problem, see it as a valuable asset to our company. There's different diversities that could be good, like a geographical diversity could have someone that lives in a different country, and they can be, or used to live in a different country, they could be bilingual. That could be a massive attribute to that person and a good asset to our company in working with collaborative relationships with other companies. It might be easier for us to work with them, or they might be more pleased with us and have us showing our respect to that different company. I'll just glance at my notes quick if that's alright with you. In solving this problem of diversity, we want to make sure that in each assessment we do a SWOT assessment. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So with each personality trait, with each difference in a generation, there's a strength, there might be a weakness, there might be opportunities that can come about with having this different assets to each person, and there also could be threats of possible problems. So we want each team member to be knowledgeable about all of these things, and if each team member is educated, then our company will run a lot smoother. If you see here, this is kind of an example of a presentation that we might put together. We'll start off with the generation differences for each team manager. We'll do a SWOT assessment of each And then we'll do personality traits. For instance, my personality trait is an INFJ, which means I am different than, for example, an ENTJ. And each person will be able to learn about each different personality trait and how to deal with them. And then we will follow up by letting each team manager know that at Unlimited we value diversity and we encourage it to be seen as a uniqueness and not a awful part of a person. Not a bad thing. So we want to remind them and encourage them to see it in a positive light. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, what's an ENTJ?
Well,
What is that?
when you take a personality trait test, it'll give you 4 letters, and those letters stand for different things. My letters are INFJ.
So what does that mean?
I stands for introverted. I keep to myself more. F can stand for like how I feel about other people and how I respond to other people's feelings. And J, for example, I don't remember, but those are 2 examples of what those mean. And so each person will get a different set of 4 letters. They might have corresponding letters. For instance, someone could have an EF like GJ, so it means they have at least 2 similar personalities traits. And each of those 4 letters, when you get those 4 letters, will further be able to explain what those letters mean, what it typically means that type of person behaves like, responds to things like, and then also how their relationships work, not necessarily involved relationships with other genders, but relationships with friends, relationships with coworkers, and also how to approach and how to work with a person with that personality trait, or which personality trait differences might match up better.
I like that.
Any further questions?
Yeah, you mentioned Generation X, Y, and Millennials.
Yes.
And then people who've been with the company for 35 years.
Baby boomers.
Baby boomers. Okay.
Mhm.
So you recognize that we have baby boomers.
We have several baby boomers. That is what I meant by saying the people that are hoping to retire or were planning to retire but no longer can possibly because of the stock market crash or for other reasons, that they now are staying with their company or finding other jobs. So we have people that have been here for a lot longer time.
Okay. That's pretty good. And what department do you work in again?
Human resources.
Okay. What floor is that?
4-4.
4. Okay.
Sorry.
All right, well, thanks very much.
Can I plan to meet with you next week to finalize my ideas?
What's a good time that works for you?
Around 10 to 2 works for me.
10 to 2. How about let's do lunch and we'll go down to the golf course.
Lunch sounds good. See you then.
All right, thanks.